Ciao, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Hardcore Italians podcast. I'm here with Joe Lerarios, the inventor of FlipFork, who we got a collaboration coming out with for Father's Day coming up in a week or two here. So, Joe, how's it going? How are you?
Living that dream right now. You heard me on the phone talking to some of my construction customers. So I got a couple different businesses going, and we're just staying busy.
True.
How I came up with this thing and got this thing. Well, I needed this, like I need a hole in the head, but it's just all fun
true. Well,
stuff.
Here, let's
right?
take a shot of espresso here, maybe lighten the mood.
I love it. That's all we need. Get more energized. You got a napkin. I'm kind of.
Yeah, Sandra, you might grab a napkin real quick.
My mother sees that, she'll have a heart attack.
Thanks, but yeah, tell all right, should we wipe it real quick first?
Put in the pocket for later.
Love it.
Are we still on?
Yeah, we're on. We're good.
Okay.
So tell me about FlipFork here.
Yeah, so
tell me just about the tool, or I don't know what. You're probably better at telling the story. Is it better to talk about the design of it and just kind of the general about it, or how it became? Like, I want to hear it all. Because
this is pretty. At the beginning.
Yeah, I mean, this is pretty heavy duty. It's a nice. Nice tool.
It's beautiful. I said if I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it right.
Mm-hmm.
It's we're investors in a restaurant up in Wheeling. It's called Spears. I don't know if I'm able to do a plug there. Spears Bourbon, Burgers, and Beer on Milwaukee Avenue. Go there. We got over 200 bourbons and all kinds of burgers, elk burgers and wild boar and anything that you'd want.
Wow.
It's a fun place, right? Mm-hmm. And so one day I was in the backyard with my father. My father-in-law, old school Italian guy, came here from the old country. Started with nothing.
Yeah.
He was in the screw machine business. He bought a couple machines, put them in his garage, and from working in his garage, he worked his way up, and now he's got a big business out in Glendale Heights. And he's just one of those, the epitome of, the American dream.
Yeah.
Coming here, not knowing anything about our country, not knowing how to speak the language, and he builds a business. He's employing 100 people, and he's just established a great future for his children and grandchildren, and that's what it's all about, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So,
love it.
He never forgot where he came from. That's the one thing about my father-in-law. And one day we were out grilling, and we had some skirt steak going, some Bade sausage. I don't know if everybody's familiar with Bade sausage, but Bade sausage is the best sausage you can get. And I had a spatula out there, and I asked my wife, I go, bring me a knife, because my father-in-law, when you're eating out by the grill, you want to cut something, you want to taste it, right?
Old
true. School. I mean, we
eat
half of it before it comes in. Then you go in there and go, wait a second, I thought we had more than that. I don't know.
Yeah, that's Italians for sure. We always are doing that. That's a good point, true.
So and I go to my wife, and she forgot to bring a fork, and she's like, bring a fork.
Yeah.
And then she's like, she comes out there, she comes with this little fork. I mean, like a dinner fork.
Yeah.
Instead of the grilling fork. I'm burning my hand. I take the fork, throw it into the yard. My father-in-law is laughing. What the can you bring me the right tools?
Yeah.
And then she yelled out something like, why don't you just take them and tie them all together?
Yeah.
So the next day, I'm thinking about it. I didn't have any grilling tools. I stopped at the Home Depot. I had to get some construction supplies for my guys. So I'm at the Home Depot. I go into the the grilling lane where all the grills and tools and shit like that is. Sorry. And I was dumbfounded. I'm like, man, I didn't realize there's so much.
Yeah.
And I'm looking and I go, there's got to be a way for me to put all this together. So I took a spatula and I took the fork itself. As a matter of fact, I got a picture of it.
Yeah, I was just going to say, if you have a picture of the prototype, we'll pop that up.
Yeah, I'll show it to you
We'll
later.
pop it on the video,
No
but
problem.
that's awesome.
And, I took it back. I went to my welder. I go, listen, I need you to do me a favor. I want you to cut this piece off and weld it to this and do this.
Yeah.
So I was like,
so
okay.
you knew a welder?
I knew, from my construction business.
True. Yeah,
right.
I was going to say,
you're going to jinx me.
everything.
Now I'm going to have to call them. I can come and fix a couple trucks that are down. Now you really messed me. I'll be getting a call.
Yeah, true. That's awesome. Yeah.
So I get it.
So you have other businesses rolling at the meantime. Yeah. So okay.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So I have construction, cement.
Yeah.
You know,
exactly.
Italians.
Yeah,
We're from body. That's what we do, right?
Yeah, that was a call before you hopped on. Yeah,
Yeah,
I didn't
that's
realize it was at the time of the FlipFork though too, because the FlipFork's how many years old?
I came up. That goofy idea came to my mind August of 2016.
Okay.
And then by 2018, I got we finalized the patent, which was, it's a process to get a patent. You asked me about that earlier.
Yeah.
It's not about how hard it is to get a patent. It's the time that's involved in getting a patent,
Exactly. Yeah, that's true.
And I've had the construction business. Next year, we're going to celebrate 30 years.
Oh, wow. Congrats.
Myself
That's
and
awesome.
2 brothers. And
nice, man.
it's been interesting.
Yeah.
We're Italian guys, 3 brothers. You can imagine what that's
true.
what
Some
that's
fights,
like,
I'm sure, too. Yeah, but okay. Sorry,
and
go back.
and so I matter of fact, when I first got it, I met this guy. He says, you got to do this, this, and that. I brought it to an attorney. I gave the attorney a deposit, and he says, okay, well, we got to go through a process. It's going to take a year.
Okay.
So a year later, this guy calls me. He goes, we got this. Now you got to do this, and it's going to cost you $5,000. I'm like, $5,000?
Wow.
I gotta give this guy $5,000. I don't even know.
Yeah, true.
I'm like, the hell with it. So the day before this, something expired. I think it was like a design patent or whatever it was. He calls me up. He goes, Joe, I got to get this thing going.
Yeah.
I go, Don, I don't know. He goes, no, you got to do it. He goes, matter of fact, I paid the $5,000 for you.
What?
I go, what? He goes, yes, you got to do this. So
Damn, he pushed you, yeah.
I guess I got to do it, right?
Yeah.
So, that was 2017, and then March of 2018, somebody I did a driveway for saw my prototype, and he hooks me up with this guy, home shopping network personality.
Oh, wow.
I meet him down in Florida in March.
Mm-hmm.
March 19th, because I was there for St. Joseph's Day. We have a big St. Joseph's party down in Marco Island,
Florida. Yeah, I know.
Right?
I want to get into that too a bit.
Next year, you guys are welcome.
Yeah,
okay?
No, thank you. I'm coming.
And so I meet the guy, and as I'm driving from where we met back to Marco Island, I'm on my phone getting us tickets to go to overseas to get it manufactured. I mean, this guy was a blessing.
Wow.
Right? And it just took off from there. I mean, we got into various retail stores. We're just, now Father's Day is coming up, and we just absolutely crush it. I mean,
that's the time for it. Yeah, I was just going to ask, so it's 5 tools in one, or what are the tools for each?
Yeah, for sure. So obviously you got your spatula.
Yeah.
Right? And then over here we added a tenderizer. You want to beat your meat a little bit.
Yeah.
We this is the fork, so you've got your spatula and a fork, so you can, pick up your meat, your vegetables, whatever. So you don't have to have multiple tools. And then what we did is this edge here is serrated, so we can cut with it. Just to, cut something, see if it's ready to go.
Yeah.
Grab it with the fork, put it in your mouth. And then, of course, when you do all that, you want to have a beer outside. So we got the bottle opener. It's made out of stainless steel and acacia wood. It's a special wood from Australia. And, it's strong. It's durable. Put it in the dishwasher. And, dads love it.
Mm-hmm.
We sell a ton of them at Father's Day and Christmas. And,
yeah.
I don't know, it's just a great gift. And you know what? It's different, right?
Yeah. And it's nice and heavy, and you could tell it's quality, It's cool.
For sure. We made it a little longer than your typical spatula, so you're not, burning your hands, because that's what happened with my when my wife brought out my tool.
Yeah. But see, if that never happened, you wouldn't have the fork. So that's awesome.
Exactly.
It's like taking a negative, turn it into a positive. That's awesome. That's
sure.
the Italian way too, I feel like,
Yeah.
So I love it. And
it's fun.
Rocco was telling me there was like a celebrity, like you've had a couple of celebrities.
Oh my God.
Videos with it too.
Andy Cohen.
Andy Cohen.
He's that guy from Bravo. He does, he does he does these after shows for the New Jersey Housewives and all that. And he's always over there interviewing them.
Nice.
One day somebody sends me an Instagram. It was Father's Day, and he got one of them from his mother for Father's Day. And he's like, I would have never known. And he's explaining what it is and everything. And I think he got like 1 million views or something.
Oh
crazy
my God.
like that. Yeah.
So
so
and then you guys started doing the fulfillment of it, because you know, obviously that's how we hooked up. Your son does a fulfillment
Right.
for us now. And just to kind of get into that, that's kind of how the fulfillment center started, right? Your son started doing the fulfillment of the forks, or how did that
Right,
process work
right.
out? Like, because, you know, I was just telling you too, when Italy won the Euro Cup, we got a bunch of orders. It's not easy the next day to
crazy,
like start packing and
right?
fulfilling. So
Yeah.
if something like that happens, how'd you guys manage
Yeah.
shipping everything? Or
Great question.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny you asked that, because I had a different fulfillment company doing all the fulfillment, because
Oh, okay.
you know how it is. It's
Yeah.
hard. I'm managing all these businesses,
Yeah.
and we're getting annihilated with orders. And that fulfillment company was taking like 7 to 10 days
Oh,
to
wow.
ship out orders.
Okay.
You know what would happen to your email
Yeah.
if that happened to
Yeah,
you, right?
exactly.
And
Yeah.
so my son Rocco, my son Rocco's been a son of a gun. I mean, since he was a little kid, you know,
Yeah.
he'd always have the snow blower in his hand, the lawnmower. I mean, he was just a go-getter, you know.
That's awesome.
And he came into the warehouse one day and he goes, "Pop, you know, the hell with them. I can do this." I'm like, "What do you know about it?" You know?
Yeah.
He goes, "I'll figure it out." And now when he says that, it's true, because
Yeah.
he figures everything out, right?
Yeah.
I mean, when he was a little kid, he's buying shoes on internet and selling them to his buddies, you know?
Yeah.
And he just figured
Yeah,
figured
he's always
shit
getting
out,
into
you know?
something. Yeah. Okay.
Right. And so he starts fulfilling these orders, and we were getting, 1,500, 2,000 orders a day.
Wow.
You know?
Okay.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like, okay, there's 10 orders a
Yeah.
day. Here you go, ship them out.
Yeah, exactly.
So, one thing led to another, and I go, "Rock, you got to start getting some other clients."
Yeah.
And we had a couple friends of ours that were in the logistics business.
Oh, nice.
Kind of gave him a couple, clients, and now I think he's got like 50
Yeah.
customers. He's got 75,000 square feet, so he's fulfilling your orders, which we're,
Yeah.
we're grateful just to be able
Yeah.
to say, "Hey, we got hardcore talent. You guys got great products."
Thank
ton
you.
Of, ton
Appreciate
of SKUs. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah,
it's
that's why
fun.
I'm excited for us to collab on this. Maybe come out with some shirts and stuff too. But I
For
feel like
sure.
our audience is gonna love this.
Mhm.
You said your dad loved it too, right? I remember there was
Oh.
like a video of him.
My father-in-law.
Oh, your father-in-law.
Yeah, my
Okay, he's the one
father-in-law.
in the
My
video.
father loves it too, but my father-in-law, he's just, old school. There's a great video out there of him, and
Okay.
he's singing "O Sole Mio." He's just being himself,
Yeah.
right? And it's just classic, classic Joe Barata. If you know him and you see him, you're like, yeah, that's it, man.
Okay. Yeah, because I know it sounds like you guys are a family of entrepreneurs. Like how did that I don't know, how did that get from like your dad and your family to like you to now your son? Like how
Right.
does that get passed down? You know what I
Right.
mean? And like
Great question.
Yeah.
I think what happens is this. There's a saying out there that, tough times build tough men.
Yeah.
Tough men build easy times, and easy time builds soft men. Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So our parents coming here from Italy with nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, my father came here, landed at Ellis Island, got on a train in New York, came to Chicago.
Yeah.
My mother, a couple of her uncles were here. But my father tells us stories. He couldn't even buy a sandwich on
Yeah.
the train. I mean,
Yeah.
they had to split a little sandwich, him and my mother. But then when he came here, it was Christmas, and he went into the basement of a friend of theirs' house, and they had lobster and they had all this thing, and my father was like, he was bewildered. Like, what the hell is this? He came from Italy where it was tough.
Yeah.
They went through tough times.
Yeah, exactly.
Real tough.
Yeah.
During the war and after the war, our parents, especially in the South, they didn't have much, right? And so, they come here and they work their asses off, and
Yeah.
they teach us about hard work. And that's the only way to get ahead, because that's the only thing we know. That's the only thing they know is you got to work hard.
Exactly.
And so, from a young age, we're taught to go cut the neighbor's grass, go snow blow the people, neighbor's snow.
Yeah.
Just little things like that. Throw newspapers, do
Yeah.
whatever you can to make a buck. If I
Yeah.
wanted something, I had to buy it myself. My father-in-law was the same way. My father-in-law just taught us that, it's all about hard work. And so as our kids came up, as we came up through the process, we're like, we got to do something here. My brothers and I have always, we got to, my father wasn't in the construction business. That's another crazy story how we got into that. But, it's just all about, just hard work and getting ahead. And more importantly, I think the most important thing is that we could come up with all kinds of crazy ideas,
Yeah.
But it's all about taking action. I don't want to
Yeah.
sound like Anthony Robbins, right? But he's right. It's like,
Yeah.
you know how many ideas I came up with?
Yeah.
I could have came up with this goofy idea. It says I should do this and that. I don't do anything about it.
Yeah.
It's just another, if I would have, or I should have, or that was me that came up with that.
Yeah.
You know?
It's less about the idea, more about the follow-up. Yeah, because it's simple if you think about it. Just, like, yeah,
Right.
I mean, you got to get the patent. You got to put
Right.
up the 5,000, take the
Right.
risk. You got to
Right.
go and find the manufacturer. So,
It's a lot to it.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
And you know what? I'd say to any entrepreneur out there, or somebody that's, wants to build a business, first of all, you could be as smart as you want to, you could be. That's irrelevant.
yeah.
You got to be ambitious, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Without ambition, you're done.
Yeah.
You could be a Harvard graduate. If you're not ambitious, forget about it.
Yeah,
because you got to have that drive.
Yeah.
Right. You got to take action.
Yeah,
That's what it's.
and that's where, like, back to your quote about good times, bad times. That's where I feel like it's hard. And Italians do a good job of it because I feel like they really keep their values. But I feel like every generation has a little bit easier, and you kind of forget the struggle of Italians coming to the country and in their country. And it's like, I feel like if you remember that, you don't have to go through the tough time. You could take ambition from that and recognize there's an opportunity there.
Right.
And then roll with it, So that's kind of what it was for me with this business and stuff. I was thinking about it, like, our grandparents came with nothing to give us this opportunity, and if we just sit and do nothing, it's a waste of what they did. So
I think you're right. You know what? A lot of my friends, they're all my friends are all in the same situation, and I think that they, like you said, they don't forget where they came from.
Yeah.
Right. And I think as Italians, we do a great job of instilling those values into our kids. And we hope that our kids, and we know our kids are going to instill the same values into them, because that's all we talk about.
Yeah.
Right? we're just ramming that into them. Man, don't forget where you came from. Work hard.
Yeah.
Don't think anybody's going to give you anything. You got to earn it. You got to earn it. You got to earn it. You got to get out there and make it happen. And all of my friends' kids they're all just hustlers, right? You would think, you would think that, because we all do pretty good. Every one of my friends, they do very well.
Yeah.
Okay. And I haven't seen one of their kids kind of just fall by the wayside and
Really?
just try. No.
Okay.
Mike,
Yeah, because I feel like it's hard generationally, like, I've seen some people who their parents are rich or something and they just don't care. You know what I mean? They
Right.
pretty much have it, whatever, but
that's because they're not Italians getting their asses kicked by their fathers. That's why.
Yeah, true. And plus, I like what you said too. Like, if you want something, you got to buy it yourself or whatever. Like, so that's good. Thanks for telling me that.
We're made differently. We really are.
Yeah, exactly. I love it. Yeah, so tell me a little bit more. So where is your family from in Italy then? And
we're from Bari.
From Bari,
My mother's from Trigiano. That's where all the concrete guys are from.
Okay.
And then my father was actually born in Matera. I don't know if you're familiar with Matera.
No.
It's they filmed that movie, Mel Gibson, something of the Christ. It was
Passion of the Christ.
Passion of the Christ. Yeah. What a beautiful town. It's very, very popular tourist area. And so my father was born there. Then he moved to Acquaviva delle Fonde, which is outside of Bari. My father-in-law grew up in a town basically next door to my mother's town. You could walk there.
Okay.
And they both have the same story. Came over here not knowing how to speak the language. Didn't have 2 pennies in their pockets, and lived the American dream. And just to keep on instilling those values. I go to Italy. You been?
Not yet. I'm going next year.
Are you?
Yeah, I'm going next year I'm getting married. I'm gonna have a honnemoon there.
God
so
bless.
I gotta plan. Yeah.
Oh.
Gotta plan everything out. But yeah.
I love it there. It almost feels like our parents came here.
Yeah, and then we want to go back.
I want to go back.
Yeah.
Life over there, I'm telling you, and the eating, and the clothes, and the cars, and forget about that one. But Italy's great. It's beautiful.
How often do you go?
I go at least once a year.
Once a year?
Yeah,
that's awesome.
once a year.
Okay. Where do you visit then? Just all different places, or your
what?
hometown, or?
Mike, that's a great question. We switch it up.
Yeah.
Like last year, we went to Sardinia, Tuscany, and then we spent time in our hometown. My mother was there.
Okay,
my aunt was there, so we kind of got the vacation with them. The year
Nice.
before, we did Sardinia and Rome.
Okay.
Oh, no, in Sardinia and Verona.
Nice.
Then we did, I mean, we're just every year it's something different.
Yeah.
I'd like to switch it up. There's
Yeah.
so much to see.
Do you have family you visit out there too then?
Oh
or-
yeah.
Okay.
My
That's
aunt,
awesome.
my uncle's down there, my cousins.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
and my daughter's getting married. They're all, oh yeah, we're gonna come. We're gonna come in August. Yeah, okay. My wife is like, how many people are we gonna have it this way? What am I gonna do? Tell them no. You can't say no.
Yeah, I
right?
feel you on that one.
I
Yeah,
send them an invitation. If they want to come, they come.
yeah, true.
but
That's awesome.
yeah, so it's fun, and you know what? Going there
Mhm.
and being with them and seeing how simple they live life.
Yeah, it changes
Right?
your perspective here. Probably humbles our way of thinking because we're just go, and they're chill. So it's a good.
Yeah,
I feel like you got to have that work hard, play hard combination.
absolutely.
So it's good to because otherwise you get burnt out.
Oh.
If you're just working hard constantly. So
Right.
and you got to appreciate what you're doing. And
Yeah.
I feel like they
But
got
you
to
know,
do it.
as a kid, my brother and I, we grew up in a neighborhood in the city,
Mhm.
and we grew up in a neighborhood that was all Italians.
Yeah,
right?
which neighborhood?
It was we were on Hamlin Avenue. We were like Grand and Pulaski, somewhere in that area there. Okay. Augusta Boulevard and Division. I know all I know.
Yeah.
You're not going there now. Okay.
Yeah.
And my brother and I, we learned how to speak Italian first. That was our language, because everybody in the neighborhood was all your aunts and uncles and cousins, and everybody just spoke Italian to one.
Exactly.
You know.
Yeah.
And I remember we moved out to the suburbs. We were about 3-4 years old and went to kindergarten, and we could barely speak English. And,
Yeah.
people made fun of us a little bit, and they caught a beating or whatever.
Yeah, I feel you.
But
So do
yeah.
you speak Barese or Italian or?
I speak both,
Okay. I
Barese
gotcha.
and Italian.
Yeah. Because I hear it's drastically different
Little
depending
bit.
on your
Take it
region.
easy.
Well, no, because they say it about Calabrese too.
Yeah.
Because I've been trying to learn Italian a bit, and
Mhm.
I have cousins in Toronto, and I was telling my teacher who is teaching me Italian.
Right.
I was showing him some of the videos, and she was saying they're this is
Not
completely
even
different
close.
than anything that I've been telling you.
Oh,
She was like,
man.
this is Calabrese. I can't even understand it fully. She was telling me. So
Yeah, Barese it's messed up. It's
Yeah.
I mean, and what's crazy about it is, you got a different dialect, but there's I at times when I started getting into my wife's family, they're from one town to another.
Okay.
I struggled with a couple of the words that they were using.
Yeah.
And it's crazy because they're like, Bloomingdale to Addison.
yeah,
How
You're
does
right,
that
it's
happen?
Close, yeah.
Okay. But
So then, how'd you learn English? Just being in
a couple
school.
of beatings. Yeah, going to school.
What, did it just
Just
being there? They didn't have any program up.
no,
nothing,
back
there's
then,
no way to.
forget about it. Watch TV,
They had to be crazy
watch
to
the
learn.
Flintstones, and
Yeah, so just being thrown into it and
just
pretty much had to fend
right,
for yourself
right.
and figure
I
it
speak
out.
Spanish too.
Really?
Yeah, well, I got 30 guys working for me. They all speak Spanish. I said, well, I think it's going to be easier for me to learn Spanish than it is for them to speak English.
Yeah. So to learn knowing Italian help, or
Yeah,
how
for
did you learn
sure.
Spanish then?
Yeah.
Okay.
I would just throw some Italian words out there. They'd be like, "Oh no, así se dice esto."
Yeah. Okay. So they would tell you. So
Yeah.
same thing. You didn't do any class or anything like that. Just by
go.
talking and
Just go.
Yeah.
Right.
That's awesome. I love
You
it.
picked up words here and there, and I was a
Just
bus
thrown into
boy
the
as
fire.
a kid. Yeah,
Yeah.
just thrown to the fire. Just go with it.
Yeah, and
I
whatever.
still, to this day, I throw words out there. No, what messes me up?
Huh.
I'll go home and start speaking Italian with my mother,
Okay.
and I'm throwing words out in Spanish, and she's looking at me like, "What are you saying?" I go,
Yeah.
"Oh, ma, speaking Spanish. Me que parlamo trejanes. Better that we speak the dialect. That way
Yeah.
we understand each other." She goes, "Yeah, make it così. Better that way.
Yeah.
Because as soon as I start speaking Italian,
Yeah.
I'm done. I got a cousin of mine. She lives in Venezuela.
Mhm.
I'll call her up. We'll start speaking Italian. Then all of a sudden, next thing you know, I'm just speaking Spanish to her. I go, oh, "This is easier, because I'm doing it every day."
Yeah, that's true.
So yeah.
Damn. So you just basically not being afraid to screw it up. You
Nah,
know what I mean, that's
screw
the
it.
key to learning a language.
Yeah,
and you'd
don't
say-
be afraid.
Yeah.
You know
who
why?
cares? Mess it up.
Because remember one thing.
Yeah.
If you go to Italy and you try to speak Italian
Yeah.
and you're afraid, remember that guy that you're talking to can't speak English.
Yeah.
How about this? You talk to me in English. You speak to me in English. I'll speak to you in Italian. Let's see who messes up
Yeah.
more. You know?
Yeah, I gotcha.
No, you can't be afraid. You just got to go for it. Anything in life, you can't be afraid.
Yeah.
You know what? I'll tell you this, Mike. That is the one thing I've never, ever been afraid to do anything.
Yeah.
Start a business, go travel somewhere. Like when I was going to go to China for whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, you're going to go to China? Aren't you afraid? No. Why? Other people, just like we are. You know, I was excited about it.
Yeah,
you
true.
Know? You know,
I'd be afraid though, just with the language barrier, I guess. But I mean, you can navigate that, or like.
Yeah, you know what? You put on I translate.
Yeah,
you know,
don't overthink it.
They tell you everything.
Yeah, that's awesome.
This is at 1990. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
we can do anything we want.
Yeah, and so how did the construction business get started then? I feel like that's the only thing I haven't asked you.
Oh man, I'm telling you, you know, my brother. It's such a crazy story. I was actually in financial planning business. I had a financial planning business.
Okay.
And you know, I got into a little business with my brother. He needed some help with some things, and I don't know. You know, before I got into it, I was at this show, and I had a booth set up for my financial planning business.
Okay.
And they had this lady over there doing, I don't know how they call them, those cards where they tell your future.
Yeah.
And one of my boys goes, "Why don't you go do it, Joe?" I'm like, "All right, you know, I'll go give it a shot." I go over there. The lady tells me I'm going to have 6 kids. Well, that didn't come through. I had 3.
Yeah.
Right? But she goes, "You're in business right now on your own. But your business, you're not going to be in this business in 6 months." I'm like, "What?" I had a good business going.
Yeah.
She goes, "You're going to be in business with a close family members of yours, very close, and you guys are going to be very successful." Lady's nuts, right?
Yeah.
Mike, I swear to God, 6 months. Boom.
In 6 months too?
In 6 months.
Oh my God.
It was the craziest thing. But now I know who my 6 kids are. My 3 kids and my 3 businesses.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Right?
Yeah.
Your business is like a kid.
Yeah.
You gotta work it. You gotta take care of it.
Yeah,
you gotta make it grow.
Yeah, it really is. So you have 3 businesses: the construction, FlipFork, and the restaurant, right?
The restaurant, right?
Okay,
and then of course I got a little piece of that fulfillment business.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, true. I love it. That's awesome. What was I just gonna ask about that though? About the construction business, I forgot.
Oh, what we do, what we don't do.
Oh yeah, just kind of how to
it.
get into construct. Oh yeah, that's it. Because I feel like all these businesses, you didn't like everyone. You didn't say you got a pen and paper and drew up some big plan.
No,
it's always like something happens and you like recognize an opportunity. Like it just kind of
happened.
Yeah,
my brother was
that's
in
what
business.
I find is funny.
My brother was in business with his father-in-law, and it just wasn't going the greatest. And he, you know, when my business went sour, the financial business, because of some stupid shit.
Yeah.
He goes, I was at home, and I think my wife called him, said, "Do me a favor, call your brother, get him out of the house." You know, I went to go help my brother, and the first day I went to go help him, Mike, it was fucking cold as shit. I go, "There's no way. How is this guy doing this?" And you know, the next thing I know, I'm out there doing some advertising. And I'm going out on estimates, and I don't even know what the hell I'm talking about. And I'm just talking. We didn't have cell phones back then. I'd just take notes. I'd bring it home. I'd sit down with my brother. I go, "He's got this. He's got that." We didn't have phones to take pictures or anything like that, right? We had the big map book. This is where you're going.
Yeah.
And I don't know. You just fucking learn, right? Yeah. You just do it. Like my son. I go into my son's warehouse right now, and he's got these computer systems, these scanners, that. How? Pop, I go online, I talk to this guy, talk to the guy. There you go.
Yeah,
you know?
Exactly. Well, now we have Google and ChatGPT and all this stuff. Like you're saying, you had to figure it out with nothing. So
ChatGPT, my son, Pop, I need you to do this. Okay, I'll just go on ChatGPT, whatever the computer told me how to do it. I'm like,
yeah. That's what I'm saying. I think about it, like the previous generations, what they had and what they made out of nothing. Like we have it easy. Like we have no excuses if you think about it. You know, like that's just a perspective of it.
I hope these easy times don't build weak men. You know.
Yeah, no, that's true. But what was the biggest struggle, would you say, with the construction business and getting that going? Because I mean, 30 years is a lot of businesses don't make it 30 years. You know.
I don't know. I mean, I mean, you got the day-to-day struggles, right?
Yeah.
Dealing with customers, dealing with us in construction business, dealing with weather. I think
weather's probably tough. But yeah.
things like that. But you know what? We're three brothers, and I'm the middle child, so I think my brothers respect that I kind of have that middle child syndrome a little bit.
Okay.
And so they kind of give me that, that freedom. Okay, we know he's got to take care of everything, right?
Yeah.
But we all do different things.
Okay.
And
that's good.
you know what? We've had our issues, my brother and I. But the one thing about my brothers and I in business and in family, we get in an argument, tell each other to go fuck ourselves, or raise hands, and in 5 minutes it's done.
Yeah, your family at the end of the day. Yeah.
And you know what, Mike? Another thing. In 30 years, my brothers and I never ever had a discussion about business when we're breaking bread.
Yeah.
Ever.
That's awesome.
Never talk about business at home. Even myself, if I go home, my son Rocco, fuck, he'll sit all night long and talk about business.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Rock, I'm home.
Yeah.
Take it easy. I don't want to talk about work at home.
I love that. Yeah.
At home, you know what it's about? Family.
Yeah.
What we're eating tomorrow. Not what we're eating now. What we're eating tomorrow.
I love that. Yeah. So why and why is that important? Just to hear it from you. Like, is it something you picked up in Italy, learning how they do it, or like why does that just kind of keeps you grounded?
That's how it was in our house.
Yeah.
Right. I never heard my mother and father talk about, their day at work. Ever. You know what it was? Sitting down, we're eating. All right, what do we need tomorrow? What? And everywhere you go in Italy, if I'm at my cousin's house in Italy or wherever, it was always the same thing. What do we need tomorrow? Oh, we should do this. We should get a little pasta with this. We get a little fish. We do a little, tomorrow's Friday. We got to have, spaghetti with, fish.
Yeah.
It's Saturday. We eat steak and potatoes. It's Sunday. We eat Sunday. Monday, eat soup. There was a day for everything. I think it was Tuesdays and Thursdays were toss-ups. You know what I mean? But
that's awesome. There's we're always planning the next
day.
meal. Yeah, I get you. Okay. No, cool, man. A lot of good stories. Is there anything else you want to talk about?
No, I mean, it's just, just love your family, right? Put your family first.
Family's always first, man.
That's for sure, and just, I don't know. I mean, that's really about it. For me, it's all about family, God, and then, everything else follows that,
Yeah, no, I love it, man.
And keep the traditions.
Yeah.
Because it makes the family strong.
Yeah.
Like, you're going to come down next year.
Yeah.
For the St. Joseph.
Oh, yeah, I did want to ask about that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm bringing you down there.
You guys started that, right?
Yeah, my father-in-law. I mean, St. Joseph's table has been going on forever.
Oh, yeah, I know, but this is like a parade, right?
Parade.
That's
it's
awesome.
Full-fledged.
Okay.
My father-in-law started it. We started a little St. Joseph table at his house here in Chicago, maybe 25 years ago.
Okay.
And then when he went down, he's got a place down in Marco Island, Florida, and did a St. Joseph's table.
Yeah.
And then Mike, he bought a statue. I mean, he's got this big, beautiful statue.
Yeah.
And he had his landscaper make some contraption to carry it. Next thing you know, we got parade going down the street. The police are there shutting down the street.
Really?
We're in a little side street, shutting down the street. We got 200 people all dressed up in red. Oh my God!
That's
Listen,
awesome. Yeah.
If you showed up over there and you weren't wearing red, my father-in-law would have a box of red shirts.
Yeah. Okay. Throw one on. That's awesome.
No, he wouldn't allow you in the place.
Yeah.
No, I'm
That's
serious,
awesome. Wow.
Right? And it just went from there, and it's it's incredible. And he passed away in January 1st of 2023.
Okay.
And last year, the first few months it was a struggle, and then my mother-in-law said, "We're doing it." We kept it going, and then this year I built a new thing to carry the statue because my guys were complaining it was a little heavy. We're getting a little old.
Yeah, true.
My father-in-law, I don't know what the hell he built that damn whatever wood he could find around the house. You know what I mean? But but it's it's a lot of fun. It brings people together.
Yeah.
We get this bread made. Like I'm gonna send you pictures of it. This
Please.
this bread that goes around the St. Joseph like this, and then the priest comes, he blesses the bread. We're all taking bread home with us.
This is the real deal. Yeah, you got everything
no,
going
it's the
on,
real deal.
Yeah.
It really is. Anybody ever in Marco Island, March 19th, every March 19th, you're welcome to come on down. But you got to wear red.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Wearing red, you get thrown out.
Yeah, well, we got the shirts on the site for it.
Yeah,
so
for sure, you do. You got great shirts for it.
So go to Hardcore for that. But
But
no,
yeah,
but no, I agree with what you're saying. It's like, I feel like the traditions is what keeps the values all together, a family, and you know what I mean. It just the culture and everything. I feel like you have to practice at least one Italian tradition. I'd say for sure. If you're Italian, you got to keep something up.
Either St. Joseph or the 7 fish at Christmas.
Yeah, exactly.
You can go on forever.
Yeah.
Practice them all.
Yeah, I was gonna say you can make wine, you can make sauce.
That's it.
There's so many sopressata. There's so many traditions you could do. Like
keep it going.
Yeah.
You know what? We're great people. We're great culture. You know.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Just don't get hit with a wooden spoon. That's all. Just avoid that, and you'll be okay.
Yeah, true. Well, nowadays they could upgrade, so you don't
fork.
want to get hit with one of these in the house.
Get stabbed with one of those. Forget. And then of course we got the one for the. This one here, Mike, is for in the kitchen.
Oh, okay.
So it's like flipping eggs, and we got a little.
Oh, that's smart.
This is a little like a ginger garlic grinder.
Oh, okay.
Just rub the.
Damn, you guys think of it all.
We got gloves,
awesome.
we got spices, we got all kinds of things on our website.
You guys think of it all. So, I love it.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, guys, thank you for tuning in. Be sure to like, subscribe, follow FlipFork, and we got them selling on the site right now, hardcoreitalians.com.
Love it.
Yeah, thanks again, Joe.
Love it.
Appreciate
No, thank you, Mike. Thank you.
It was fun.
Great chatting.
Thank you.